Hallo meine lieben Freunde und willkommen zu einem neuen Video und ich reagiere auf 20 German words Americans use all the time and their real meaning. From German Girl in America. Now before we get started, we gotta do the ritual, man. Go over to her video and drop a like. Tell her that the Bray Gang sent you if you guys are watching it for your first time here. But basically, one of you guys sent me this link and you guys wanted me to check this out because it's you guys know I'm trying to travel to Germany this year. I know we've had the whole pandemic situation unfold, so it is going to be a little different, you know, as far as travel plans and everything else goes. But if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Abonniert diesen Kanal und like the video bitte. I am going to be I'll try to reach out to her and see if we can do a collaboration. Maybe she can teach me some German via a video. I think that would be really cool. First YouTube collaboration. Woo woo. Anyways, yeah. Go show some love on her page and stuff. Let's help her get to 100K and let's go see what she has to say, because she has a lot of very interesting points to be made in a lot of her videos. Very well informed, and she's from Germany, so she's from Germany living in America, so it's pretty lit. Let's go.
So about German words that are used in English. There aren't nearly as many German words in English as there are English words in German.
I'm pretty sure kindergarten is one of those words, which means something else, right? I mean, that's what you guys are telling me,
But for today's video, I made a list of 20 German words that are used in English, and I just picked the ones that are either used a lot or that I just thought were funny or interesting.
You know what's actually interesting about her? Okay, so I watched her earlier videos, and her accent was a lot thicker, but she sounds like a Native American now, like just not a Native American, but like an American native. Like she sounds like she was born and raised here. Like I can't hear her German accent anymore. That's crazy.
But before we start with the list, I'd like to introduce today's sponsor, Skillshare. Now, here are 20 German words that are used in English.
Kindergarten. I knew it. I knew it. I want to see if I'm accurate with a few other ones too, but I knew kindergarten would be number one. I knew it.
With one of the most known ones, and that is kindergarten.
Yes.
In German, we pronounce it Kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
And it literally means children's garden. And even though the word is used in a very similar way in the two languages, it's not 100% the same. In Germany, kindergarten isn't part of the school system, but it's more like a daycare.
Oh.
Kids can go there from the age of 3 up until they start first grade, but it's not mandatory for parents to send their kids to kindergarten, and there is no mandatory curriculum either. Some kids may practice math and writing in kindergarten, but it's not a class setting, and the focus is usually more on playing and activities like doing crafts, singing together, going on field trips and those kind of things. While in the US, kindergarten is the year before first grade, and it's part of the school system. That's why it's also called K-12,
yeah,
kindergarten to 12th grade.
Yeah.
So the kindergartens usually belong to a school and are a little more focused on academics. So same word, but different meaning in Germany and the US. Woo. And what I find funny is that the German concept of kindergarten is what Americans also call preschool sometimes.
Oh,
well,
I was gonna say, that's what it sounded
the
like.
literal translation for
sense.
preschool in German
That
basically stands for the American concept of kindergarten. So
for Shula, right? For Shula is preschool in Germany.
Somewhat switched. Some German kindergartens do offer a Vorschule, the year before first grade,
Vorschule.
to prepare the kids a little academically.
Gesundheit.
I actually had no clue that Americans used this German word before I came here, and the first time I heard it, it sounded so funny to me.
Gesundheit.
Gesundheit is what we say for bless you in German, and Americans seem to use it that way too.
Nice.
Especially among younger people, I found that they usually use it in a more funny way, but it can also be just used with a normal tone. The word itself actually just means
Honestly, I didn't even know that
health in German.
I didn't realize Gesundheit was a German word, but now after looking at the spelling and stuff, you can kind of see, like, obviously this is more of a German word. Even like the spelling, the pronunciation. I mean, Gesundheit, like, oh, okay, like what language would even sound like that? Obviously, like, you know, German. So I guess that makes a lot of sense.
So whenever someone sneezes, we wish them health.
We wish them good health.
Just like Gesundheit, I didn't know that this word was used in English before I moved to the US.
I didn't know we used that.
We spell it with 2 T's in Germany, but we pronounce it the same way, kaputt. And it basically has the same meaning in both languages. It means broken, damaged, or destroyed.
I have never heard anybody use that word, honestly. If I'm being 100% honest, I've never heard anybody use that word. But hey, man, different strokes for different folks. It might be like maybe this word gets used in areas that I've never been to in the United States yet. So I don't know. I haven't heard it. I mean, I've lived in Chicago, Florida, Arizona, Texas, Michigan. So I've been all over the place, but I've never heard that.
My phone is kaputt. Mein Handy ist
Even
kaputt.
California.
Or it can also mean exhausted, as in, I went hiking for 8 hours today and I'm so kaputt. Ich bin heute 8 Stunden gewandert. Ich bin total kaputt. And just like in German, where we say etwas geht kaputt, you also say something goes kaputt in English.
Doppelganger.
Another one which I love hearing in English is Doppelganger. Especially because it seems kind of funny to me that you would use a rather long German word that even has an umlaut.
I know people, I don't know why people use doppelganger, but like I heard like the first time I actually heard this term was watching Naruto conveniently, right? It was like shadow doppelganger jutsu, and I'm like, what the hell? What's a doppelganger? So I looked it up, and it's like, oh, it just means like a clone, you know, or a look-alike. That's cool.
I think it's fun, and I think I first found out about this when I watched the American show How I Met Your Mother in English as a teenager, because that's like a whole theme on that show, to find all the main characters' doppelgangers.
Stein.
This one I just recently used in my video on alcohol culture in Germany and the US. And I have to say that it still feels kind of weird to me every time I use this word in English, or even when I just hear it, because it actually has a completely different meaning in German. Beer Stein, or just Stein in English, refers to a beer mug, traditionally made out of stoneware.
See, I'm learning new things from this video, because I didn't even know that Stein was a thing. Like, I mean, I'm serious. I have not heard that term used at all either, but maybe it's because I don't really drink like that.
It can also refer to the more modern glass mugs, while in German, Stein means stone, and the beer mug is called Bierkrug. Some of my German viewers actually commented on my alcohol video and told me that in some parts of Rheinland-Pfalz, in the western part of Germany, people also use the word Stein when they refer to a liter of something. So they would say, Ein Stein Bier bitte, 1 liter of
Einstein,
beer.
Einstein Bier liter, bitte. So Einstein could be one Stein beer. That's pretty interesting. Einstein. That's funny.
It seems to be a regional thing, though. I had never heard about this before. And I'm curious if there is any connection to the English use of the word, but I couldn't really find anything about this. So let me know if you know more about it.
A beer mug. Spiel, which is
the next one.
But we don't use that. I'm pretty sure we don't use that word. Like spiel, I've never. Oh, yes, we do. Like that whole spiel, like, oh my God, like, you know, we went to the store, or no, me and my friends were, you know, playing some video games, you know, that whole spiel, that whole like playing around type thing, spiel, we use spiel. The same way too.
Spiel, and even though this has a different meaning than the word does in German, I really like the English meaning because we don't really have a German equivalent for it. In English, Spiel is a kind of speech, especially one that is long and spoken quickly and is intended to persuade the person listening about something. So this is often used in sales situations, and for example, you could say something like, oh, they gave me the whole spiel about why their university is the best in the country.
That's a better way to use it. That's a much better way to use it. I messed it up. I'm sorry. But listen, like, I do understand we do use that. At first, I'm like, we don't use that word, but we do. We actually do use that word. That makes a lot of sense.
Spiel, capitalized, simply means game, and spielen means to play. This one is not exactly a loan word from the German language, but it does have Germanic origins, and I included it in this list because I personally think that it sounds exactly like the German word Stuhl. But it's actually a so-called false friend because it has a different meaning in the two languages.
Interesting.
Stuhl in German is a chair,
Stuhl.
while Stool in English is what we call Hocker in German.
Wait a minute. It's still something you sit down on, though. Like, it could basically be the same thing. Stuhl is chair, and a stool, you know. I know it's like a chair without a backing on it, but you know, it's in the chair family, I guess, right? It's not too far off.
But not quite the same thing.
Yeah, she said that, yeah.
Dachshund. When Americans first used this word with me, I had no clue what they were talking about because I wasn't familiar with the word.
I'm not either.
And I also couldn't tell that it was supposed to be a German word with the English pronunciation. But now I know that Dachshund can be used in German as well, but it's actually more common to call the dogs Dackel in German.
Dachshund.
Literally, this compound word consists of Dachs, badger, and Hund, dog. A badger dog, basically. And this is because the dogs were traditionally supposed to crawl into burrows and look for badgers.
Wiener.
In English, this can also be used to describe a Dachshund, Wiener dog, but it can also refer to just a Wiener sausage, or it's also often used instead of penis. In German, we say Wiener. The German W is pronounced like an English V, and it usually refers to the sausage. Wiener Würstchen would be the long version. It can also refer to a Wiener Schnitzel, which is also something to eat.
Really good.
Or it can simply be used for a person from the Austrian city of Vienna, which is Wien in German.
Wien.
Wanderlust. This is kind of an old-fashioned German word that we pronounce Wanderlust. And it's literally the desire to wander. So it means you want to travel. The word was used a lot in the literature of the Romantic era.
So it means the same thing. It means the same thing in English.
Reiselust or Fernweh in German, which the last one is also an interesting word because it's kind of like the opposite of Heimweh, which is homesickness. So Fernweh pretty much means far sickness.
Okay. Angst.
This one is very similar to the German one, but it's not 100% the same.
I'm pretty sure it's Angst in English and then Angst in German. Maybe I'm wrong. We're about to find out, though.
Angst, capitalized in German and with the German A, basically just means fear. And angst in English is also related to fear, but it describes a broader feeling of anxiety and apprehension. It's often used in connection with teenagers. Teenage angst is what a lot of young people experience throughout puberty, and you can also say you're feeling angsty in English.
Yeah. I'm feeling a little angsty. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. I can see that now. This is very interesting because a lot of the words she's bringing up, I legitimately didn't even make the connection. I'm like, oh, wait, that is a German word. What? Some of them in my mind, I almost doubted it for a second. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way I use this. There's no way. But I'm like, I do use it. I just don't even realize I'm using it. Like, that's so crazy. And it's even crazier because one of my friends that's living in Germany right now, like he said when he first came over here and stuff, and I could tell he was kind of confused with the way we were using some of the German words here. It was very, very, very confusing. So there were a lot of giggles we had together and stuff because it was just a lot of misunderstandings.
In English, it describes more of a general feeling, whereas in German, Angst haben means to be scared of something, and that's usually something a little more specific, fear. Like you're scared of the spider. The English meaning of angst doesn't have a good translation in German, but it could be translated with something like Existenzangst or innere Unruhe or Angstzustände.
Okay.
Kitsch is a concept that's really hard to explain, actually, but according to the dictionary, it describes art, decorative objects, or design considered by many people to be ugly, without style, or false.
Wait a minute. I don't know anybody that uses that term at all. Like, I don't know anybody that uses that term. I don't know. Maybe I've been living under a rock, but I don't know anybody that uses the term kitsch. Maybe after she explains it, see the context and maybe like reevaluate what I just said, because I don't know what kitsch even means, but she explained it now.
By many other people, often because they are funny. So you could say, his home is full of 1950s kitsch. It means the same thing in German and in English, and it's also pronounced the same.
I would never
There's
say that.
also the English adjective kitschy, which is kitschig in German.
Oh, okay. Blitzkrieg. Yes! Yes! I have heard this. I have. Blitzkrieg. I've heard this.
This is a military term and describes a strategy of warfare that includes short and fast attacks. The term is often used in connection with World War II, but it actually had been used way before that. We pronounce it Blitzkrieg in German, and it literally translates to lightning war, because Blitz is lightning and Krieg is war. It's used the same way in both languages, and they even adapted the word Blitz as a tactic in American football.
True.
This seems to be a very popular word in the US. I've been asked about this so many times. And what makes it so special is that this concept doesn't even really exist in the English language, which is why there isn't an English word to describe it, which is probably quite a strong statement about the German culture. Schadenfreude consists of Schaden, which means damage or harm, and Freude, which means...
So, Schadenfreude, I'm not sure if I said it right, Schadenfreude, I've never heard used in the English language. But like I said, there's so many terms I don't even really know yet. I might stumble across this and go like, oh, a German term. But there's generally speaking, you can kind of put two and two together, about what might be a culprit, as far as like what may possibly be a German word versus what might not be a German word, based on how it's spelled, how it sounds. Like there's a lot of shushes and like shuh and like oohs and and as, you know, like there's a lot of like those sounds. So you put those all together, and like if you, generally speaking, if a word has a lot of those in it, I can be like, oh, okay, cool. I could take a wild, educated guess and say or assume that might be a German term.
Joy. So this is the joy that you feel when someone else gets harmed or fails. So not very nice.
That isn't very nice. Foosball, yes!
All sports fans should know this one.
Woo!
Foosball in German means soccer, or football in British English. Foosball in English refers to the bar game, which we usually call Kicker, or Tischfußball in German.
Tischfußball, table football. Zeitgeist.
This is another concept that doesn't have its own English translation, just like Schadenfreude, and therefore the German word is used in English and some other languages too. Americans usually say zeitgeist. In German we pronounce it zeitgeist, and this consists of the word Zeit, which means time, and Geist, which means spirit. So zeitgeist is the spirit of the time, which describes what's going on culturally, religiously, and intellectually during a certain time period. Woodstock was part of the 1960s zeitgeist, for example. And in English, they even made it an adjective, which we don't even have in German, zeitgeisty.
Zeitgeisty. So zeitgeist, I haven't heard being used here at all. So this next one, I see it here. It already says like schnapps and stuff. Now, like I've heard like peach schnapps, something schnapps, right? But you normally hear it in an alcoholic setting. So I'm curious to see if it means the same thing in German. And you know, she's gonna explain it. So let's see what she has to say.
Schnapps. This one I also mentioned in my video on alcohol culture. In German, we spell it like this and say Schnaps, and it means hard liquor. In English, it's mostly used as part of the name of certain liquors, like peppermint schnapps or peach schnapps.
Yeah. Wunderkind.
Wunderkind in English, Wunderkind in German, and this literally translates to miracle child.
Nice.
Wunder is miracle, Kind is child. So it describes a person that is very clever or talented and becomes successful at a young age.
I've never actually heard anybody use the term wunderkind though. Like I said, like it just might be depending, because there's a different vocabulary that different regions of the US use, I guess, if that makes sense, compared to others. So this is actually very interesting.
One of the most common examples for a Wunderkind is Mozart.
Wunderkind. Poltergeist. Ooh.
Poltergeist.
You normally hear this in a horror film.
Bit similar to zeitgeist.
Zeitgeist.
Poltern means to clatter, and Geist means ghost or spirit.
Yeah, horror
and
movies.
This particularly describes a ghost that makes noises in the house and moves objects.
Ooh,
Whether you believe in that or not is a different story.
Oh, dang. Schmutz. Schmutz.
And last but not
Schmutz.
least, the final word on my list is schmutz.
Schmutz.
This one is pronounced and used the same way in both
Schmutz.
languages,
Schmutz.
and it means dirt. And schmutzy in English or schmutzig in German means dirty.
Okay.
So this was my list of 20 German words that are used in English. And there are many, many more, of course, especially regarding food, like pretzel, bratwurst, or Hefeweizen, just to name a few examples. If you're interested in this, you should also definitely check out the channel Kelly Does Her Thing, because she has talked about German loanwords in English too recently. Let me know in the comments below what other German words you like to use in English and what you thought of the ones that I mentioned. Were there any surprises?
I was definitely surprised. I was 120% surprised. That's why I already liked the video before I started, because I knew what I was getting myself into. Like, she always provides an abundance of information. Kelly Does Her Thing is very informative about things like that. Haley Alexis is also another YouTuber. Nauf is very informative as well. Like, they're all very they add a new slice of the pie to information that most people would otherwise not know about Germany. So go check them all out. Make sure you go subscribe to German Girl in America. She's really cool, really cool, and always giving really awesome bits of information. So thank you guys for whoever sent me that link, because I didn't even really realize you know, this is what you want me to check out. But this was also very informative, and let me know if there's anything else. Like, I know we have a few people in the community that are Americans that are living in Germany, and some Germans that are living in America. Are there other words that you guys may or may not have used that translate different, that we also use in America as well, that you may have heard being in America or maybe in Germany? I don't know. Like, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you think, and go check out her videos. She's super dope, super dope. Nothing but respect, nothing but love. And I'm pretty sure if I'll try to reach out and see if she would be down to teach me some German and stuff. That would be really cool. But anyways, until the next time I see your beautiful faces again, vielen lieben Dank for watching, and until the next time I see you guys again, bis später, Leute. Tschüss. Hey, what's up? Did you guys subscribe to the channel? Did you subscribe to the channel? Well, if you haven't, make sure you do that. Also, we do have a Discord. The Discord link is always going to be in the description down below on any of my videos, and it's dope. What we do on Discord is pretty simple. A lot of you guys I'm collecting you guys from a bunch of different countries, a bunch of different places, and you guys want to teach me a whole bunch of stuff. You guys can join the Discord and teach me anything. You can send me any kind of messages and stuff. You can actually post memes. You could participate in the community and just make friends. Just go ahead and join the Discord and see what kind of situation you're getting into for yourself. Also, there's gonna be some giveaways in the future. There's gonna be some giveaways, but to create some incentive for that, I need you guys to follow me on Instagram. Are you guys following me on Instagram? You know what my Instagram looks like? You probably don't know what my Instagram name is. It's right there. Just go ahead and check it out. Check it out. Check it out. It's dope. Just follow me on Instagram. I do live streams every day. I try to, you know, engage with you guys in every way possible. I know not a lot of creators are very engaging with their fan base. I try to be engaging. So just go ahead and check it out. There's no harm, no foul. Follow me on Twitter too. I honestly am trying to grow my Twitter, but I don't really post that often on there. But when I do, you guys will be the first to see whatever post those will be. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you guys want shout outs or whatever, I don't know, we have a lot of upcoming independent artists that have been hitting me up as of late. I might create a series where I favor my international independent artists and stuff, and I might promote you guys for free, but it might just be 1 or 2 a week, you know, and you guys can give me some feedback on that. But all to say, follow me on my social medias. All right, if you guys aren't doing that already, you need to do that, because that's a pretty big deal. I'll see you guys later, but enjoy the content I create. It's gonna be random reaction videos, a lot of everything. Reaction videos, vlogs, challenges, cooking videos, gaming videos, anything you guys suggest when you join my Discord or message me on Instagram. But I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Follow me. Peace.